Have you ever felt like you're just stuck in a loop? You find a trading strategy, it works for a little while, and then boom, it stops working. So what do? You go searching for another one, and then another one, absolutely convinced that the next system, that's going to be the one. Well, today we're going to dig into why that whole search is a trap, and why the real key to your trading success probably has nothing to do with your strategy at all.
Seriously, what if I told you that the secret to profitable trading has absolutely nothing to do with the markets, or the economy, or that new indicator everyone's raving about? What if the single biggest variable, the one thing that might be holding you back, is actually the person sitting right in your chair?
Because here's the thing, the material we're looking at is crystal clear on this. Most traders don't fail because they have bad strategies. No. They fail because they simply cannot execute a perfectly good system with any kind of consistency. The real battle? It's not on the charts. It's right between your ears.
So let's break down some of the biggest mental hurdles that trip traders up, starting with the huge one, a myth that gets almost everyone in the beginning, this belief that trading is all about predicting the future.
This right here, this exposes a massive misunderstanding. See, amateurs think trading is a crystal ball business. They live and die by the need to be right on every single trade. But the pros, they know that's impossible. They understand that the outcome of any one trade is basically random. The real job is just to manage probabilities over hundreds, even thousands of trades.
And that is what we call a probabilistic mindset. It's all about letting go of that need to win this trade. Instead, you're focused on making sure your statistical advantage, your edge, actually has a chance to play out over the long run. It's a game of large numbers, not a single roll of the dice.
Okay, so that leads us right into the next big trap that so many people fall into. It's this endless, exhausting journey. Let's call it the hunt for the Holy Grail strategy.
And this is that loop of despair I was talking about. A few losses happen, and the immediate thought is, oh, my strategy's broken, I need a new one. The professional? Totally different mindset. Their first question is, did I follow my rules? Am I executing my statistical edge with consistency? It's a complete shift in focus from the system to yourself.
And this really gets to the heart of what an edge truly is. It's not the strategy itself. An edge is the positive result that shows up after you apply a simple set of rules with just unwavering consistency over a whole bunch of trades. It's the result, not the recipe.
And this is exactly why consistency is the absolute bedrock of trading performance. I mean, if you keep changing your rules after a couple of losses, you're just throwing random chaos into your results. You can never know if your strategy has a real edge because you never give it a fair chance to even show up.
Let's move on to the third and, possibly the most dangerous myth of all, that seductive, all-consuming obsession with hitting that one big win.
Just look at this contrast. The amateur is playing pure offense, right? They're trying to score a home run on every single trade. The professional, they play defense first. Their number one job isn't to make money, it's to not lose the money they already have. For them, survival is the strategy.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. It's such a powerful way to reframe this. Your trading account isn't just a scoreboard, it's your inventory. It's the raw material you need to stay in business. And if you burn through that inventory on a few reckless trades, well, the business is over. Period.
So how do the pros protect that inventory? Well, it's not magic, it's a strict, non-negotiable process. First, they fix their risk to a tiny, predetermined percentage of their capital. 2, they always use a stop loss. That's their automatic exit point to define their maximum pain before they even get in. 3, they size their positions so that any loss is emotionally, tolerable. And the golden rule is that no single trade can ever knock them out of the game.
So we've busted some myths about strategy, we've talked about risk, but all of this leads to the real revelation, the absolute core of this entire explainer, winning the inner game.
And this is the aha moment right here. After all the technical analysis, all the indicators, all the news, the final decision to click that mouse is driven by your psychology. Your mind is the final filter for every single piece of data. And if that filter is distorted by fear or greed or anything else, your results will be too.
And our minds are just riddled with these little mental glitches, these biases that are terrible for trading. You've got FOMO, that fear of missing out, so you jump into a trade you shouldn't. You've got loss aversion, where the pain of a loss feels way worse than the pleasure of a win, which causes you to hold on to losers for way too long. And of course, there's revenge trading, trying to get back at the market after a loss. Do any of those sound familiar?
And this is the core challenge of trading, summed up perfectly right here. The market is just a sea of uncertainty. It doesn't pay you for being certain because, well, you can't be. It pays you for having the discipline to execute your plan flawlessly in spite of all that uncertainty.
Okay, so if the problem is really in our minds, what's the solution? This is the path forward. This is what the sources call the professional's playbook. This might be the single most important mental shift any trader can ever make. Stop judging your performance by the outcome of a trade. Why? Because you can do everything wrong and still get lucky, or you can do everything right and still lose. Instead, judge yourself only on your process. The only question that matters after a trade is, did I follow my rules? That's it.
Just let that sink in for a second. If you break your rules and you make money, that is a failure. Why? Because you've just reinforced a bad habit that is eventually going to destroy your account. But if you follow your rules perfectly and take a small planned loss, that is a resounding success. You have behaved like a professional.
And this whole process-driven mindset, it's built through specific, concrete habits. First, pros separate their learning time from their execution time. They're not tweaking the plan in the middle of the game. Second, they journal every single trade, not just for P&L, but to find their emotional triggers and patterns. Third, their focus is on making fewer mistakes, not on trying to hit more home runs. And notice this last one. They simplify their systems over time. They don't add more complexity.
And that really brings us to the core message of this whole explainer. A simple plan, executed with ironclad discipline, will always outperform some complex, supposedly perfect system that's ultimately being driven by the emotional whims of fear and greed. So the question to ask yourself is this. In your own trading, what are you trying to get paid for? Your ability to predict an uncertain future, or your discipline to execute a plan right in the face of it? Think about that one.